but because Mendes didn't get up the camp, I think McGregor's going to pull it off, for sure. Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Do you really think it comes down a lot to the camp then?
I do. I mean, I think there's a lot to be said to be able to have a full camp and to be able to zero in and acclimate to your game plan. And actually, I don't know. I guess it's just me as a fighter. I feel like, for me, I feel comfortable with an 8-week fight camp, and throughout that 8 weeks, there are certain things that I do, and then I, zero in and towards the end. So I don't know if he's had the chance to do that. It might be good for him, it might not.
What about championship experience, though? Champion fight experience that Mendes has over him?
Who knows? I think that might help him. But
Do you like Conor McGregor?
I do. I think he's a character. He might be over the top sometimes, but I
Do you
think
get like that sometimes?
I'm not a good over the top
Could you
person.
give us an impression of him?
Can
Can you do your Irish accent now, Andre?
I don't know.
It's half past three.
Can
you do it now?
I
Come
would
on.
really embarrass myself if I did.
No, don't embarrass yourself. Come on.
Chad Mendes, he's like a little, mini wee man. Yeah.
Michelle, let's.
That's Scottish.
Oh. I love that. Always will. Yeah, that's off of Braveheart.
Yeah.
Not
Michelle, let's talk about you, obviously.
Fighting for our freedom from the English.
from the English. Oh, it's like one of my favorite movies.
Michelle, can we talk about, obviously, Jessica Penne a couple of weeks ago? You saw Joanna, you're going into this division. You fought Jessica in the past with Invicta fights. You've beaten her. How did you assess Joanna, her performance in that fight?
Joanna's a beast. She's 100% committed to everything she does, and that's why she's so good, is that she has that confidence behind her, just like Conor McGregor. And I just don't think that she was too much for Jessica. Jessica's a great fighter as well, but she's very technical, and I think that Joanna was able to just grind through that and kind of overpower her in the sense that she was like relentless, and it slowly broke Jessica down.
Can you do Joanna's voice as well for us?
I don't.
You keep putting her on the
Get
spot.
out of here.
I don't. What kind of accent does Joanna have? A Polish
She,
accent?
she talks a little bit like this.
There you go. That's
That
it.
was actually not bad.
Just call me Joanna Champion.
Joanna Champion. I don't know.
I think that the women's divisions right now are fascinating, based on there's three dominant champions, aren't there? Mm-hmm. At the moment no one sees Jedrzejczyk being beaten. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I do.
Tell me about it.
I just, she's good, but nobody's seen. There's always the element of the unknown. Nobody's seen her on the ground, And so every time she fights, and this is the same with any other fighter, every time they fight, they expose a little bit more of themselves. And so I do think the fight with Jessica allowed a little bit more of herself to be exposed. So everybody's beatable. We all breathe the same air. We all bleed the same blood.
And do you think, obviously, you're moving up in weight now? You've cut a lot of weight in the past for 105. Is that a big advantage for you to use your speed? Your speed. Surely that must be. You're one of the quickest fighters in women's mixed martial arts. Is that where you see, your prowess being in the UFC strawweight division?
I do, and I don't necessarily think I'm going to be the smallest 115er. Like Ticia Torres is tiny, little tiny tornado, and Carla Esparza, she was the champ, and she's shorter than me, So we all have our strengths, and I feel like 115 I'm going to be just fine.
And talk to me about
What are you right now?
the diet and
Right now I woke up at 122.
Okay, so you've got 7 to lose. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
talk to me about the diet. What have you had to do? Have you had to do more weight training, or just keep it the same? And as we said, use this speed.
Initially, I was doing more strength training, but as I got into my camp, it was a lot more of, we were working a lot more technique, we were working a lot more explosiveness, a lot more just on all the little things that are more important. And I feel like skill trumps size every day.
I'm sorry if I missed it, but we were doing a pros prediction column on the 2 title fights. So where are you leaning in terms of Chad and Conor?
I think Conor McGregor's gonna take it. If
You're one of the only people that's actually said that. Why do you
Really?
think so?
his confidence is just through the roof, and there's just something to be said about the belief in yourself.
Why
And
do you fight though?
I
Why
fight.
do you fight?
Oh, come on, let her.
That's that's such an internal
Step back
question.
for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
I fight because it makes me a better person. I fight because
Were you a worse person before you started fighting then?
no, but I don't think I was as colorful as a person.
Yeah, has developed. And
Yes,
yeah.
definitely. It gives you layers. Fighting does.
Can you revisit what you're saying? Connor, his confidence through the roof. Like, what is that? Does that really play into it? Like, is that actual?
100%. I think fighting is 80% mental.
Yeah.
If you can break your opponent down before they even step in the cage, like the majority of the battles won. He gets under people's skin so easy.
Is he under Mendes' skin?
Of course he is. Of course he
Did you
is.
see it today?
I did not. Was it pretty?
Yeah, he's under his
obvious?
skin.
Of course
he
he
said
is.
it's not fucking yoga.
Yeah.
To Connor at one point, he was getting annoyed.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing it on purpose. It's
He's a natural.
yeah, it's that mental warfare, and I wanted these two to fight before McGregor was able to fight Aldo, because I feel like the chain wrestling would get McGregor down.
Yeah.
But like I said, with only a couple of weeks' notice, it's kind of hard to get your mind wrapped around a championship fight.
Do you think Frankie Edgar's an even harder fight for him then, for McGregor?
I do. Frankie Edgar, he's a sleeper.
Yeah.
Like you
With the chain wrestling and the
yes,
decent boxing
and
the movement.
he's like a little bumblebee. Like
He's like a little bumblebee. We'll go and tell him in a minute.
don't tell him I said that.
Is that a complimentary?
It is. I mean, it's just like he just comes out of nowhere. It's just like definitely, and before you know it, even if you try to grab him, you can't because he's so fast.
What about Roy Robbie? Who are you leaning towards and why?
I don't know on that one. I really don't know.
Oh, you got to be leaning one way.
Who are you leaning towards?
Robbie.
Why?
I just like Robbie. I'm a fan of Robbie Lawler.
Talk to me about Conor McGregor.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Do the UFC need someone like Conor McGregor to obviously sell the pay-per-views and things like that to bring the sport forward on a mainstream level?
I think there's always a need for somebody that has the ability to personify this character and back it up with their ability. Him, Ronda, they're both these outgoing characters, but the reason why it works is because they're able to talk the talk and walk the walk. So,
Michelle, you've mentioned a moment ago about Conor getting underneath Chad's skin.
About Conor.
And no, I'm saying is Angela Mangania got under your skin? Obviously, she's very vocal on Twitter and things like that. She speaks her mind. She talks a bit of trash. Are you annoyed?
I don't even know I didn't even know she was talking shit.
She normally does.
Okay, well,
Called you a mental midget.
oh,
He didn't.
it doesn't bother me. I mean,
You're not into it.
I'm a grown-ass woman, and I got other things to worry about other than what people are saying.
But have you ever thought about indulging in trash talk, or if you're face to face with someone, are you not that type of person? Do you not need it?
Well,
Get motivated?
the reason why I fight is because I'm not good with my words. I
yeah.
fight because
Did you
I feel like
struggle to speak
actions.
when you were younger?
I did.
I wanted to talk to you about that because I could tell,
Yeah.
because I'm a linguist, obviously, and I could tell that you have to think to speak sometimes, and fighting has given you more confidence
Yes,
with your whole neural system, is it?
definitely.
Yeah, interesting.
I was always a.
Yeah, sure.
I
Please
was
talk
always
about
kind of like a pushover growing up, and just like a yes man, like kind of submissive, whatever, to avoid confrontation. Fighting allowed me to have a voice.
Yeah.
But the more
Is that your mum over there as well?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right
I'm going
there.
to speak to her
My
afterwards,
mom.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The more I fight, the more I realize that I have to be able to speak with my words as well. So I'm not a confrontational person, but if I am face to face with somebody now, I feel like I have the confidence to stand up for myself and say what I believe in.
Did you barely speak when you were younger then? Did you have a stammer and all, things like that, or not?
I was always real outgoing and friendly, but I avoided confrontation. I always did. I'm not a confrontational person. I always want to make friends. I don't want to create enemies. I want to make friends,
Let's talk about the next year. Just to, obviously the last question, wrap it up. You're one of the pioneers of women's mixed martial arts, and you're coming into this new division. Is it about getting? Obviously, it is about getting up to the title for you. Can you envisage that in your mind to make a big run for Joanna?
Yeah, I mean that's my ultimate goal is to get that belt. But you know, in this journey, I feel like I have to take it day by day.